Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Carl's Collects Comics, and welcome back for another episode of the Giveaway Show. I'm excited to welcome you here to the channel because we've got a great, fun episode tonight. We're going to be doing our post-convention episode for Fan Expo Dallas, biggest and best of the Texas conventions. Looking forward to sharing all about that with you. We've got several folks here that are hanging out. Apologize for being late, a little bit late tonight, but it is my anniversary, so I took my wife out to dinner, and we got back. So happy anniversary to her! Shout out to her, and man, she's awesome. So it was well worth the extra 10 minutes that it took away from the beginning of the show. But hey, we're going to get things started right away here in quick, fast, and a hurry. Got a stack of some fun giveaway books to go over with you when we come back from this intro. So stay tuned. Hey, it is great to see each and every one of you here. We're glad that you're hanging out with us tonight because this is one of the highlights of the week for me. I love this time that we get to hang out. I'm very excited because we've got special guests with us tonight. Joining us yet again is Shelby's Comics. He's going to be hanging out here with us tonight. I think JT Comics is also going to be popping in to say hello this evening. And then, of course, we'll have the future Batman and Paul Comics here hanging out as well.
Yay!
Let me throw these out there here so you know some of the fun stuff that I've got lined up here. I've got a couple of books, and then now we're just going to do a winner's choice here. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to do a winner's choice for this first round. I've got a couple of David Nakayama books and a John Boy Myers for this first round that we'll do.
Is that the John Boy Myers from Fan Expo?
Hashtag Fan Expo Dallas is what you want to enter to win. This is Spider-Woman, the Spider-Woman number 2. All of these are autographed. That's David Nakayama, and courtesy of another brand that I have now, ExpensivePaper.co. They're certificates of authenticity, numbered individually, for each of these signed books.
And see how long I waited in the Jeff Loeb line for you guys, man.
Oh my gosh, I know. All right, so this is Transformers number 4. This is not the big one, the number 8 or 9, whatever the big one was. This one's signed by John Boy Myers, also with a certificate of authenticity.
Why did you make him sign it in that blue? Why don't you get him in red?
I love the blue. All right.
Sorry about that, guys.
That's one of his colors, and it always works.
Sorry about that, guys.
Spider-Gwen Winverse number 2. This is the second printing, also signed by David Nakayama. So, and with a certificate of authenticity. So that's gonna be the first round. Make sure and drop hashtag Fan Expo Dallas in the chat. Quick shout out to our sponsors who make the books, themselves possible. Thanks to Lone Star Heroes Comics and Toys, 3 convenient locations in the greater Houston area. They have got beautiful scenic locales for each of their spots. Each of their locations is its own unique mom and pop shopping experience. So make sure if you're vacationing in South Texas this summer, make sure to drop by and check out one of them. It's well worth the 2 or 3 hours to dig through all the boxes and see what kind of treasures await. Also want to shout out Pressed Niche Worldwide. He offers comic book pressing and cleaning services, as well as CGC submissions. He's a channel partner and highly recommended. And we are going to be providing y'all with details on how Carl's Collects Comics subscribers and channel members can get a special offer from Drew and his team to take advantage of their services. So lots of cool stuff. Let's go ahead and take it on over next to, let me bring him up, our special guest star for the night, Shelby's Comics. Gonna let him say hi to everybody and say what's up. He's also gonna shout out his show tomorrow night, the Comic Wrap. So here's Shelby.
Hey everyone, how are y'all doing tonight? Man, Carlos, thank you so much for inviting me on. And happy anniversary, dude. That is great. It was fun seeing you at the con with your two girls. So cool. Happy to see them. I even bumped into Paul a couple times. He's having a moment with Andy Kubert. And
yeah, ignoring my moment with Andy Kubert, guys.
Apparently I interrupted it. So,
yep.
You know,
that was our moment, Shelby. You just took it all away.
But, yeah, really happy to be here, show y'all a few books that we picked up from the con, and tell some cool stories about our experience. So,
about how you just stole my moment with Andy Kubert.
Awesome. All right, I'm gonna bring out next. I'm gonna go ahead and bring out the future Batman and bring him out and let him say hi to everybody. So, folks, thanks again to them for being here. Here he is, folks.
He says Paul's the greatest ever.
You got to unmute yourself, buddy.
Said without Paul when they got no signatures.
Oh my God, man! It's like it's another Wednesday. Anyways,
okay.
Thanks for tuning in.
How you really feel.
We're gonna get this show started. I don't really have much to say except for that. It's my intro. So let's get this going.
All right, awesome. All right, and last up here's folks, Paul Comics.
Appreciate everybody being here tonight. Yep. You know, Shelby ruined everything, and I had to help out. Future Batman get a few signatures, otherwise he wouldn't have got them. And then your boy was out there helping everybody out, and Billy is still coming back from the con. But anyway, and then I helped out Carlos and you guys in that Jeff Loeb line, which never moved. I think I just came back from that line and still didn't move.
That was something else.
Oh, my buddy, David Sanchez, yeah.
What? What's up, David? Man, David, y'all's clip. David Sanchez. He dropped in. I just want to say it. Hey, so David, here's the deal. I have a thing now where I'm getting hidden clips of Paul, just kind of going about doing comic stuff. And
David, he was just jealous of our moment, David.
Look, your voice cracked while you said that. Paul, that clip has gotten over 1,600 views. That reel of just you shaking hands with David and getting a picture with him. David, yeah. So by all accounts, I'm being told that was the variant of the convention to get, and Paul did.
So if y'all don't know, I felt bad because I met David Sanchez over there in the Galleria back when he did the beautiful "Something's Killing the Children," and the other two guys that were with me were getting stuff from him. I didn't recognize him, and he goes, "Hey, man, I remember you from the Galleria. You're Paul, right?"
Oh,
I said, "Oh, man." He says, "I watched the giveaway show without you. Thank you, buddy." So I got this with them. Thank you, man. Beautiful. This was the variant con to get. There he is with his beautiful picture.
All right, folks. Hey, make sure and check out the.
He said 1,600 views. Wow.
Yeah, no, that's a lot for one of these reels because I don't drop reels on the regular. Like I don't.
Yeah, I think he put on there the David Sanchez met his celebrity Paul. I think that's what he put on there, but.
That's not true at all. That's totally not true. Okay, so in the chat, I've dropped links for Shelby's con coverage video that is there, and then I'm also dropping one for his what it's called, the comic wrap. I'm gonna drop that
comic wrap, yeah, and we'll see.
So that's the show for tomorrow night.
Yeah, see if we can get you on in the next couple of weeks. So
very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. So So first off, we want to do a quick shout out to. Okay, yeah. So hey, for those who didn't catch it because the chat's going pretty fast, make sure to enter hashtag FanExpoDallas for your chance to win one of these signed books. Big shout out to David Nakayama and to John Boy Myers, super cool guys. One of these books is going for free to somebody. If you've never watched the giveaway show, here's the deal. It's all about promoting generosity in the comic community. So we give comic books away every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central. We're in season 5 of this particular live stream. We run for 90 minutes. And during that time, we'll do at least 2 giveaways. So, and as you know, if you've been watching for a while, post-convention episodes always have signed books from people that we ran into and had a chance to talk to at the different conventions that we cover. So we'll be giving those away this first round. Second round will be a little bit later on. For the first round, you only get to choose from these 3 books. For the second round, though, what I've got here as one of the books that you can choose from is an autographed copy of Daredevil and the Punisher Child's Play, autographed by Klaus Janson. So Klaus Janson's signature is a little bit harder to come by. So you want to be here for that second round. Plus, there'll be some other books as well that I'll pull and you'll be able to choose from. So thanks everybody for watching. Make sure that you enter, just like Gerald Yates did, hashtag FanExpoDallas. And also make sure, and not this round, Dagger Cards. This round we're not going to do the upgrade. It's going to be just like a winner's choice out of these 3 books. So so just these 3 for the first round, and then second round you'll get a chance to choose amongst that and some other ones. And I don't know, I may throw one on there that you can choose from as well. But there'll be at least a couple of them. But make sure that you enter to win hashtag FanExpoDallas. I see Joffrey Castro's got it. Gerald Yates has it. Let's see. Dagger Cards did it. Brooklyn Born, shout out to one of our channel members, Brooklyn Born. Same for Dagger Cards. Thank you guys for continuing to support the channel the way you have. See, what's up, Joffrey Castro? Good to see you. Pops Mafia dropping in the hashtag. Guillaume, one of our buddies from up north in Canada, dropping in to do that. Tony Stank, good to see you. Hey, our brother from down under, Australian AC, is dropping in hashtag FanExpoDallas. Then from New Mexico, Las Cruces 1971. To all of you that are watching, thanks for tuning in tonight. Glad that you're here. See A Wolf popping into the chat. Glad to see you. And there's Future Batman dropping in as well. So make sure to do that hashtag FanExpoDallas to get your chance to win one of these signed books. And like I said, all of them now, expensivepaper.co is providing, I don't know if you can see that. They're kind of individually numbered certificates of authenticity. So you can kind of see it there. All right. So, hey, let's keep it moving right now. I'm going to go ahead and bring up, let's do convention pickups first. So if you, like for the panel, if you picked up books at the convention like that you hadn't owned before, I'm going to go ahead and open it up for all of y'all and bring y'all all into frame. So have your cameras on. Share some of the books that you picked up this past convention. So, all right. So who wants to? Oh man, Shelby, that's a stack, dude. You want to go?
Damn, convention.
I can go if you want.
Yeah, let's see some of what you got. You always come up with some really cool stuff.
Well, the first thing I got was, this is my signed and numbered Dark Knight from the 80s. So let me say this. Let me say a shout out to, I think all of us had press passes, so thank you to the group that was, and I can't remember her name. You're going to need to help me, Carlos.
Dana, yeah.
Thank you.
Dana at the local group.
Yeah, thank you to Dana for, hooking us up. Overall, just a little bit of impressions. Overall, great con. Everybody was super nice. Just can't say enough. It was definitely probably one of the better ones I've been to. So, with that, this is my signed number Dark Knight. It was signed by Frank Miller years ago in the 80s, and I went up to Klaus Janson and I said, hey, do you mind signing one of these? And he's like, no, I haven't seen one in years. and he asked me where I got it at, and talked to him. He's super nice. So yeah, so Frank Miller and Klaus Jansen there. So yeah, really happy to get that. And again, super nice guy, definitely a legend, in comics, and just super happy to visit with him.
Very nice.
I try to pick these up whenever I find them. So I found this great 12-inch Wonder Woman book and record set.
Those are so much fun.
They're so fun. I've been wanting one of these for the collection for a while. First Iron Fist and Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. Really cool painted cover. Just been wanting this for a while. So happy to find this. And all these right here came from my buddy Andy at Duncanville Comics. So if you're ever at a show, look at and you see Duncanville, or go to their store. They got an amazing store. I know Carlos, you and I was talking about that. But Andy is a friend of mine, and tell him Shelby said hi, and Shelby sent you, and he'll probably throw you a little bit of a discount.
Nice.
All right. Let's do these two first. So I was telling Carlos, I passed by him, and it's like, dude, I just walked by this booth. I was looking in this box. I didn't look all the way in the box, and they had a bunch of Christian Spire comics. So I ended up circling back around, see if there's anything left, and I did find this, which is something I don't have in my collection. So I think there's 3 Archie books. This is now my second one. There's one more that I'm looking for. But Archie's Family album from Christian Spire, and then I got an upgrade to my Tom Landry. So this is a much better copy than the one I have. So I was happy to pick these up. Love me some of them Christian Spire. Some of the odd things. I love me some Dale and Gold Key. Hold on. Oh, poor Freeway. She's sick. She got cancer. You can see her swollen up arm.
Oh man, she got ran over again.
Paul.
You going down? Or going up? What's up?
Freeway.
Love me some Dell and Gold Key. So this was really cool. Rocky and his fiendish friends. Cool Rocky and Bullwinkle art. Haunted house. It's one of these thick Dales, so it's hard to find these that aren't just completely, torn up because they're a cardboard cover and a cardboard spine. So I was really happy to find this in nice condition. I'm working on a full set of Peanuts. There's, I think, four colors, and then there's a series that I think went for 12 issues. So happy to pick that up. And then I found this in a box, a 30-cent variant.
All right, we're here, man.
Cool.
Yeah, for only $25, 30-cent variant of Iron Fist
That's
number
cool.
5. And pretty nice condition. All right, now the big boys. Picked up Wiz Comics number 84. Little cover,
Wow.
but, 1949, if I'm not mistaken. So Golden Age. Captain Marvel Jr. appeared in Master Comics and Captain Marvel Jr. Comics. I don't own any Master Comics, so I was really happy to pick this up. This is also from, I think 1948, 1949. So I was really happy to pick this up. It's in real nice shape. This is something you don't see very often, Target Comics.
Oh.
This is 1944, so this is a World War II cover, so it's a victory cover, which makes it important. But also, if you look here, it says Bonnets. There is a store in Ohio. It's the oldest paperback store in America called Bonnets. It's still open. And this is kind of like getting a star stamp on a Mark Jeweler. If you find a Bonnet stamped comic, that's kind of like a big deal. And so I was really happy to find this for only $90. A victory, World War II victory cover plus the Bonnet stamp. just made it doubly exciting. So,
wow.
and then the big boys. This book's not in great shape. It's going to be a project for me, Hand of Fate. Really cool pre-code horror. This is an Atlas book, Mystic Tales. Kind of a popular cover. I can't think of the artist right now. But The Man Who Could Walk Through Walls. You know, you don't see a lot of these early Atlas comics, you know, in nicer shape. So Mystic Tales, number 8. This is going to be a project. This is pre-code horror, weird mystery. It's a 1.0, and I bought it because the cover is completely split. It's not on the book, and it's completely split, but the interiors look really good. But I can fix this cover. So this is going to be a project book for me that I'll be showcasing on my channel. And then the big boy, another pre-code horror, Web of Mystery. So zombie ghoul cover. This is from 1954. It's in pretty good shape. So really happy to pick this up and add it to the collection.
Wow.
And that is it.
And so you went to shop, and hey, let me just throw this out there. But yeah, for those who haven't checked out Shelby's Comics 10 here on YouTube, you are missing out, because he's got one of the coolest series going right now about comic book conservation. So you want to make sure and check that out. Subscribe to him. Maybe come back to it later and watch it after this show. But it's really great. And you're on part 5 now. Is that it? Or
actually, so what I did is there was a Marvel Family Comics number 54, if I'm not mistaken. That ended up being an 18-part series because I took everybody through the very gory details of what it takes to conserve a book like that. But I did just finish and upload last night a 6-part series where I restored or conserved this Wiz Comics.
Wow.
Number 145. So a little shorter. But yeah, that is uploaded right now. So Wiz Comics 145, you can see that. And then over the next week, I'll be dropping some videos of me conserving this Superboy number 20. This is from like 1947. Very early Superboy. I'll be showing that. And then something you'd probably like, Carlos. This was a very tough book to conserve, but it came out with Picture Stories from the Bible, number 4, 1943.
Wow.
It was during the World War II. This was a pet project for MC Gaines, who is the founder of DC Comics.
Yeah.
Pulled together some artists and did 4 of these. Picture Stories from the Bible, this is the Old Testament. And then there's a New Testament, which is only 1 issue, which is super hard to find. I have issue 1 and issue 4 of this.
Wow.
Not valued a lot, but this was a very interesting one. The thing was brown and brittle, falling apart in your hands, and I did a complete conservation. So that'll be interesting videos to drop.
That's pretty cool.
It's a beautiful book. It's a beautiful
book. I want to talk to you more about. I want to hear more about that series backstage afterward. All right, hey, so folks, for those who don't know, I just wanted to make sure and shout him out because he right before we do our first giveaway of the night, because we are going to do that right after I show you this clip. Somebody in our esteemed panel, he just, greater love hath no man than to lay himself down for his friend, and Paul Comics, the Jeff Loeb line at Fan Expo Dallas this year was legendary. It was
the girls loved it.
So long. Paul Comics gave himself up on Saturday to be the line space holder. So here's this. But we recorded a couple of updates throughout the day. of Paul going through this process and dealing with this emotional thing. So here's the first clip. Check it out. Okay, go ahead.
All right, we're here, man. Carlos Collects Comics. Me and Paul representing. We're at the Jet Globe line. As you can see, it's going to be a while. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'll keep y'all updated. But we're here. We're here for you guys, and
Yeah.
Well, so that was,
I just want to tell you guys that
in the
that
day.
line did not move. So I got lucky to even get here on time to come to the show right here.
That line was horrible. I stayed away. I was proud to see you in the Kubert line.
If people were trying to get Andy Kubert, not Kubert, Art Adams, you were.
I gave up.
Kept telling you to give it Jeff Loeb's line.
Right. Here's okay. So then, a couple hours later, I think it was. I went back by to check in with Paul, and here's what he had to say.
Great. All right, guys, still here, guys, and it's been 2 hours, and as you can see, I'm still in the same place I was at. But I'm here for you guys doing the Jeff Loeb line. I don't know if this is going to turn out well, guys, but I'm still here for you guys. So I'll give you another update and see how it goes.
All right. Well,
So I want to explain to you guys, that was after 2 hours. So your boy stayed there for the guys, and Carlos kept telling me, it's for the giveaway show chat. So
don't tell them that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
That's what I did it for. But I was still
ironically, there are no Jeff Loeb books being given out tonight. So that's all right. So yes, Dagger Cards. He is a legend. Hey, if you're just joining us, make sure and hit that hashtag FanExpo Dallas. It's time to go ahead and do our first giveaway of the night. You're going to get, there you go. Billy could have gotten the line to move. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to bring up the giveaway tool and do our first giveaway of the night. Remember, you're going to get your choice of some variant covers that I have picked out here. Got a couple of David Nakayama books and a John Boy Myers Transformers. So really got we got something for Spider People, something for the newer books, and something for those looking for a pretty lady on the cover. All right, here we go, folks. Let's go ahead and we're going to run this here. So hashtag FanExpo Dallas is what you want to drop in to win. And here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Good luck, everybody. There we go. Somebody slipped in at the last minute there. Congratulations for jumping in.
Good luck, Carlos.
Let's see who's going to take it. Gerald Yates, a.k.a. Paul Comics. There we go.
Oh. Thank you, buddy.
All right. Congratulations, Gerald Yates. So, Gerald Yates, what I want you to do is I want you to tell me in the chat. You got a couple minutes to respond. Do you want the Spider-Gwen Gwenverse number 2 second printing signed by David Nakayama?
No.
Do you want the Transformers number 4 cover B signed by John Boy Myers, or do you want the Spider-Woman number 4 signed by David Nakayama? Remember, all these now are coming with certificates of authenticity from expensivepaper.co. Yeah, he was just in here because he dropped in at the last minute to drop his hashtag. So he's got to be here hanging out in the chat. All right, so, okay, yeah, so he's going to take Spider-Woman. All right, congratulations, Gerald. This is yours. All right, big congratulations. But, hey, that's not all. We're not done giving away. In the next round, one of the books that you can choose from is this collected edition Daredevil and the Punisher Child's Play by Frank Miller and Klaus Janson, signed by none other than the legendary Klaus Janson, including certificate of authenticity, brand new thing that we're doing. So that'll be in the next round, and that'll be in about another 30 minutes. So you want to be paying attention for that. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and drop it back over to Paul, or actually let's go to Future Batman, would you like to share a little bit about your con experience?
No.
All right, here.
We'll turn this down a little bit.
Say the Peter Cullen story.
Uh-oh.
I didn't really have to, you know, she's trying to get my voice down so I don't wake up the kid. But I had a pretty good experience this year. I mean, most of the years that I've gone, I've had great experiences at Fan Expo Dallas. But this year I got to meet the voice of Naruto, and I got her to sign. Hey, babe, can you grab that real quick so I can show this to them? I'm just going to show this to you guys. And I know that she was really excited about this. She couldn't come because she had to take care of the kids. Thank you, babe. All right. So I got this signed for her, and I got the VOA. If you guys scan this, you can go back and scan it. It actually has a video of me recording. You'd have to scan this part right here. But it has a video of me recording the voice actor, and I got this special little case for her, so she doesn't have to go send it out for grading yet. And even on the side right here, so it was really cool meeting her. Didn't know Naruto was a her, and she told me later. She's like, "Yeah, she's a her," and I go, "Listen, I thought it was just a bunch of kids, you know, like." Gohan's a her, Frieza's a her, Goku's a her. Not the American versions, of course, the Japanese. But this is
Ash is a her.
This is an American actress that voiced Naruto in English. So I thought it was maybe like a young teenager or something. But the fact that my wife wanted to get this signed and and I was able to get this for her. I thought that was kind of cool. She would have gone had Sam Raimi not canceled, so that was kind of a bummer. Overall, I enjoyed meeting Peter Cullen. His line was nuts. Like there wasn't a single moment where his line died down. That's how crazy his line was. Same thing with Welker. Like Frank Welker, his line was pretty crazy too. But not as crazy as Peter's. Peter's line was like never dying now. And there was a point where he had to go and take some photos, and fans got really, really rowdy because there are people that were waiting since 12 o'clock. So he leaves, he doesn't come back until like 2:30. They said 2:30. So some people left, right? They're like, oh, well, I'll come back at 2:30. Nope, that was a bad mistake. If you left, you're probably in the back of the line. I was one of the guys that, one of the handlers that was working the panel, his little area, signing area. He recognized my face, so he goes, "Hey man, you were here like about 2 hours ago, so." Yeah, you can go ahead and get your items signed. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Just say Carlos collects.
No, I just said, I was just one of those guys that was just holding a comic, and he had recognized me and he let me through. I didn't have to say anything to him. Once I got in, I got my signature, and I was even able to record Peter Cullen sign my book, which I thought was kind of cool. I told her, hey, look, I know that you guys aren't doing videos, but I want to really record him sign my book. And she's like, well, just kind of keep it on the DL. So I ended up recording that. Then I also met Jeff Loeb also. I met him. I didn't really have to wait around in his line as crazy as Paul did. Like, I know Paul was like waiting around for like 2 hours or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like, so the thing was on that is like Carlos had already waited and it was like 2 hours for me.
Right.
I didn't really have to wait around as long. And I met a lot of neat people, like, cool characters. I'm talking about like cosplayers and just different personalities. I met this guy named Jackson. He was like a huge Hush fan, and it was funny because I got my Hush book signed, and when I met him, I just told him, I'm like, look, Mr. Loeb, thank you for everything that you've done for the comic book industry, and thank you for writing one of my favorite stories. Because, you know, if I call myself the future Batman, my wife is a future Catwoman, so it kind of works out. Because that's one of her favorites also. So it's and then of course, then there's the Heart of Hush, where, you know, Hush steals Catwoman's heart and blackmails Batman. So Batman goes on this you know, anyways, point is I ended up meeting him. I thought that was kind of cool. Was one other thing that I wanted to get signed. I couldn't do it on Saturday because they left. So I had 2 Turkish X-23s, first appearance of X-23s. They're near mint, you know, real nice. I didn't have an opportunity to meet Craig Kyle and Christopher Yost. So Paul was like, look, I'm staying until Sunday. So I gave my books to Paul, and Paul is a troop. He'll come through for you. He's done it plenty of times for me and many other people on the panel, and sometimes not even on the panel. Just a good character, a good guy. I told Paul, I said, look, I'm not going to be here Sunday. My wife only gave me a 1-day pass because she's, you know, taking care of the kid. So Paul took my comics and he got them to sign it. And I was like, and then you know what the cool thing about that is? He calls me and he tells me, hey, buddy, thanks for, because I gave him one of my comics. I said, hey, since you're doing this for me, I'm going to give you one of my first appearances to X-23. And I didn't expect Paul to say this, but he said, hey, I looked at the better copy and I submitted that one in for you for CGC. So hopefully you get back a 9.8. And I'm like, oh my God, well, that's like one of the most sweetest things that, you know, someone could do for you. You know, I mean, yeah, you got my book signed. I gave you a book, but I didn't expect a gesture like that. But then again, that's the reason, you know, when we are passionate about these things, like he knows that I love X-23. But it was just a really good, it was just a really sweet thing that he did. I even told my wife about that he did that. And there was one other thing that I got signed, and I can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, it was, I got to meet, what's her name? Dawn, I'm gonna butcher her name. Anyways, her name is Dawn. She's one of she draws like for a third-party comic book industry, like, you know, like those Power Hours and all that stuff. I got to meet her because she drew this Wonder Woman cover that let me see if I can find it for you guys on here. She drew this Wonder Woman cover, and they only made 20 metal versions of that cover, and it came out fantastic. So this is actually the cover right here. So she ended up signing up here, and there's only, even right here, it's like, you'll see down there.
No, she had surgery done.
So you'll see that down there, and yeah, right, Paul. But yeah, she was over here signing the book and everything. I thought that was kind of cool. She was signing the book and got her to sign that, and just it was really nice just meeting her. So
that's a Carlos cover.
No, so again, yeah, Carlos. It's a Carlos cover. I wanted to meet other people. I wanted to spend more time meeting people, but I was only there for a day. So what I did is I invested a lot of my energy and time into getting things signed for her. So I got 2 things. Like I'm not a big, like, so I even told Carlos had texted me at the right time, and he tells me, he goes, hey man, where are you? I go, I'm about to head over towards Ariel Diaz. Then he's like, oh man, you're heading towards Ariel Diaz. Tell me how that goes. 'Cause everybody knows I'm not a big fan of Ariel Diaz. But she had this cover, right? And it's a really beautiful cover. Again, I may not like you or your work, or I just may not like you because I may think that you're just a terrible person. But if you do something, like if you end up drawing something that my wife likes, and then my wife goes out of her way to say, hey, this is really beautiful and I want this, and you get this person to sign it, what am I going to tell my wife? No, I don't like this woman. No, so I just went up to her and I said, hey, this is from my wife. She really loves your cover, and I would love it if you signed it. And she's like, yeah, sure, and that's how the conversation went, and it was very cordial. And this was the cover. They only made 3,000 of these covers. It was the lighting on the phone doesn't do any justice, but it's a embroidered foil cover. It has Black Cat, and then she signed up here. So she ended up signing at the top of the comic. So that was my con. That's all I did. And
Okay.
I was trying to meet the voice of Ninja Batman, who is also, they promoted him as Sonic the Hedgehog, Christopher Craig something. I can't remember his last name. But when I showed him a pop like this, when I show up with a pop, he goes, well, the pops are $70 for a signature. And I'm like, wait, what? Your website says, you're $40-$50, right? But if I gave him a comic book, Ninja Batman or Batman comic book, he would sign it for $40-$50. But when I gave him a pop, he's like, well, it's figurines and pops are $70. I go, wait a second. The pop is not even worth more than the comic book. I never understood that. It's like, even that's the same thing with Peter Cullen. You give him a comic book, it was like $80. You give him a print, it was $60. But if you gave him like a toy or something, he's like, it's a gajillion dollars. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, this toy's not even worth as much as this comic book. But I guess it's just something that the handlers were doing. But because he did that, and I noticed that he did that, and he's known for the voice of Ezio for Assassin's Creed 2, and Chris Redfield for Resident Evil. So that's what he's known for. I got Ninja Batman, or Batman Ninja, however you want to say it. I say Ninja Batman because that's one of my favorite Batman outfits. It's one of my favorite stories also. It has the guy that did Afro Samurai did the animation for that anime, Batman. And now they just announced that they're going to do a sequel. So I was very stoked. I was like, hey, I'm going to meet this guy. But then he goes, oh, by the way, it's $70. I'm like, nah, I'm on a budget. I'm not going to pay you $70. How are you $70 when the voice of Optimus Prime is like $80? No, he's $60. So I think that was kind of like a make it, break it for me. As much as I wanted to get a signature from him, I was like, you're not worth $70. Let the fans decide, right? Anyways, that was my con, man. I had a good time. It was nice, all of you. I wish I had caught Carlos, because I know that we were running around in circles.
Yeah, it was Saturday. Was kind of a crazy day.
Mm-hmm.
It was I'd wanted to get a picture of all of us together, but I mean that was just tough.
Man,
I had the girls with me, so going to the convention floor with a 9-year-old and a 10-year-old for way longer than we expected to, with food in short supply was hard. They were fueled purely by Dippin' Dots.
So I did manage to get only one picture, and I have Paul in it, and also one of my other buddies. But I got Edwin. Paul was back there, and I was like, oh look. But it was fun. The only person that's really missing on here is Carlos. Even my wife. She said, man, it would have been really nice if you had ran into Carlos, because she likes your channel and she's very fond of you. So you're just a really good guy. So she was like, hey man, if you had ran into him, that would have been a perfect picture right there. And I go, yeah, but we had to get the heck out of there. I mean, we had to drive home by like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and we finally got home around like 8. And then when I got home around I'm sorry, I said 8, but technically I came home around 9ish, and she was putting the baby to sleep, and I told her,
yeah,
so
it's a long day. Yeah, it's a
long
day. But it was good. It was good. I think I'll share a couple things here. So I ended up Friday. I didn't get as much done as I'd hoped to get done. So I ended up trying to spill some of it over into Saturday. But that was supposed to just be time with the girls, and so they handled it okay. But it was a longer day, and then I haven't gotten confirmation about the numbers, but I feel like this was way more crowded, especially the food court area, especially later in the day than last year. I remember last year, just had my son with me, and we were able to get 2 pizzas from one cart, a couple bowls of fruit from another cart, and drinks, and then he even went back for a dessert thing later. But we got the meal in less than 20 minutes, and I don't think there was any food lines that were under an hour to an hour and a half wait. I mean, these lines were long, and I went and checked every single one, and this was like at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 1:30, 2 o'clock. So it was already kind of past prime lunchtime. But I think, I don't know what it was, but yeah, we all of a sudden found ourselves unable to get anything other than just like snack items. And
what did you what did you and the girls end up getting?
I got them Dippin' Dots, and then I got them other little things that we could, but I just told them, I said, we can't wait an hour and a half. My wife, when it ended up just coming and getting us a little bit earlier, and we just went to an early dinner, and that's what we did, because we'd had a big breakfast, but I didn't expect this to I didn't expect it to be that crowd. Yeah, because that was the thing. That was the one thing I hadn't planned for, was carrying any kind of snacks or anything with me, which they would have let us bring it in, but yeah, I didn't make that I didn't plan any of that, because I just didn't think it was going to be an issue, because it hasn't been for the past couple of years. But this year was just like, wow, it was crazy crowd. And even just looking at the celebrity autograph area, I remember the past couple of years, if you stand up on the landing and you look out over that area, you could always see a lot of red carpet mixed in. But here it was just like nothing but wall-to-wall people all the way across.
I agree with you 100%, because Nashali and I, and even Paul, we've talked about this before, and he's going to say, what are you talking about? I haven't even mentioned anything. He's going to say, what are you talking about? I haven't had any conversations with you. I go, no. So we talked about this like last year, or when we went, we were talking about this con and how big it could get. And I told him, I go, dude, the VIP passes were like what, $350 or something, $300.
Yeah.
And I think the special passes, like the experience passes, were like $600. They went all the way up to $600. I told him, I think last year, and I think I may have mentioned it to you, that if this con gets as big as San Diego for Texas, they may have to start like saying, hey, look, man, we had so many people last year.
Yeah.
People could not walk around. We may have to either put another day, we may have to add another day, or we may have to cap it. And if they start capping it, then people may not,
it becomes
it'll be like a raffle, like, kind of like the way how.
Yeah.
And, I would love for the con to turn into something like that. I mean, it'll take some time for it to do that. But yeah, I mean, I read I follow a group on Facebook that are dedicated to Dallas Fan Expo or Fan Expo Dallas, however you want to say it. And they were talking about that. They were like, "Hey, we couldn't even walk around. That's how full it was." And it's funny how you said that you couldn't see any red carpet, because I did that. I stood by the stairs where you could see all that, and I was like, "Holy crap! I can't see anything." Like,
they could do a little bit better with space management, but I think also they open earlier on Friday, because I think they don't open till 3 or 4.
All I gotta say is Carlos collects and everybody moves out the way.
Cons will open.
Except the Jeff Loeb line. It didn't work.
Opens at noon on Friday.
Or do what like San Diego does, add a Thursday. I mean, how many cons add a Thursday?
I think probably the direction they're going, that they're going to have to go in, is they're going to have to go beyond the convention center itself. Like, I noticed small changes this year. So generally the press lounge has been in the past few years. There's a space for press to go and charge phones and broadcast from and stuff like that. Well, this year it wasn't even in the convention center. They moved that to upstairs in the Omni Hotel. And what that tells me is that they had so much going on that they had to take up all the available rooms in those sections of the convention center. Now, I don't know if I remember I'll say this: last year, the Hayden Christensen line took up an entire section of the convention center. I don't know if that space was. I didn't come and go through that area this year, but so I don't know if that was used at all. But I just remember walking through that area. If you came in through the back kind of side of the convention center, it was there was people everywhere for him, and they extended him and that was kind of a huge thing. He's a way bigger deal than I realized. But for I don't know. I think I'm interested to hear some of the numbers. It's something I'm probably going to follow up with and check on. I mean, I think they handled it fantastic. Fan Expo has a solid process, and they have really good people.
Well, they have the same process they've been doing for several years now. It's now time for them to rethink that process because of the crowds and things. I did notice they rearranged the registration area, which I don't know if that helps or not. But it's the main floor. And it's weird because of the way that main floor is broken up. So you have the big main floor, then you have stairs that go down. And that seems to be okay with the celebrities on one side, then voice actors, then vendors, food vendors and things like that. It's that top side that they really need to rethink somehow. And it seems like they just keep trying to squeeze more booths, more table space, and things like that in there. And it really inhibited the ability to move around, especially in the artist alley part. I think they probably could have just rearranged where some artists were to relieve some congestion. Also, last year they had pretty good amount of handlers there, like making sure the line moves quickly and things like that. They didn't seem to have that presence this year. It's like with Loeb and Art Adams right there together. It seemed like there could have been someone from Fan Expo that could have really helped with that congestion and moved along a little bit better.
Yeah, so I think what goes on there, you're totally right about rethinking and kind of some pain points, because that artist alley section definitely needs to be reconceptualized, and there needs to be a lot of those people moved out of there. I think what happens though is there's actually kind of like a limit to how much control, and this is going to sound weird at first, but hear it out, to how much control Fan Expo Dallas has when they're dealing with an intermediary company like Essential Sequential, and then the other one was Comic Art Explosion. So like those guys come in, or those companies come in, and they populate these higher level people because it helps split the cost with Fan Expo Dallas for getting those big names to put on the marquee. But then the way they make their money is they get a whole bunch of extra signatures that they can then sell on the secondary market, graded, raw, mostly graded. And they handle a lot of they work with like Agent of Slabs and other companies like that to do the facilitation for the CGC grading and signature series. But it's kind of like this whole ecosystem has developed at conventions where now you have these couple of layers of middlemen that are a part of the decision-making process. And they don't want to spend the money on getting like significant space. But at the same time, Fan Expo Dallas, it's just kind of this, I think it's, and this is me just speculating, but just going based off of little bits and pieces. I think it's kind of a combination. And I know that those different vendors can get a little bit like snappy, but they're the ones that it's on to go and figure this out when they have all these people lined up in one. Like placing David Nakayama in that corner,
because it seemed like they had several high profile artists, all there together. I did talk to a few people about that, and it's because they all have the same art agent.
Yeah.
So they want them together as a group.
Yeah,
so they're under the same agency.
Like those groups, like the Comic Art Explosion, and then the other one, Essential Sequential or Sequential Essential, whatever it's called. But the reality is that I think those companies. I mean, I think it would behoove Fan Expo Dallas to, like, because I remember the Jim Lee signing room was a spacious room. They had quite a bit of space in there, and I could have seen them easily going ahead and there was ample hallway space to line people up and to do the snaking lines in multiple. So, like 2 years ago, the Jim Lee one was really well laid out, and then last year the section they had where Mark Silvestri. It was
bad. That wasn't bad.
Yeah, it's having that section to snake the line around. That opposite corner, they just don't have the space to lay it out.
I agree with both of you, actually. I felt like what they did was maybe you guys felt the same way, because what I'm about to say is I felt like they took all the vendors and they squished them together. Everything felt so closed in.
Everything.
Like if I turned here, I felt like I was kind of going through a maze. Like if I looked over here, it's Unknown Comics. If I look next to Unknown Comics, it's like someone is either sharing something with them, or it's just very congested. It felt like all the vendors were clogged together like Tetris pieces. I mean, that's how I felt. Like even when you saw Comics Elite, they were connected with Comics Kingdom, and then they were connected with somebody else. Everything was just so, everything was just clogged. It was just so congested, man. It was just, I don't know. That's how I felt. I felt like they were just trying to get as many vendors as they could, because vendors do bring in money. They're like your MVP. The more you have, the more you
right.
So I think that's probably that could have been the issue also. So they were probably like, look, we have like over 100 something vendors at this show, and we have these amazing artists. We can't make the vendors. We can't tell this vendor he can't come anymore because he's probably already paid. And then we have this artist over here, so we're gonna have to kind of move people around. And I think that's probably what it ended up happening. And maybe Dave, and I agree with what Carlos said. Yeah, and even Shelby and David Nakayama should not have been closed off in that corner. I mean,
well, I think it was because I know the Agent of Slabs folks were getting annoyed because people were, because the thing is, they don't want you lining up in front of their booth because it makes them feel bad.
Yeah, I was going to say that was my only negative. Was there was one guy whose booth was in front of Artist Alley, and I stepped up next to his booth to dig something out of my backpack, and he goes, "Hey, dude, this is my booth. This isn't a bus stop. If you don't mind, please move away from the corner of my booth."
Yeah, and it's like, and it's like these vendors are upset because they're not getting enough business, and all this business is good, because it's like I've had booths at conventions before, and people get annoyed if one booth there's a big crowd around it and they're not getting anything. People just get annoyed by that. It's like human nature, and so I get it, but it's like, when they're trying to say, "Could you please move from in front of our booth?" It's like, where do you want me to move to? Because this Agent of Slabs lady was getting kind of fussy, and I was like, and I just kind of was like, I mean, where do you want me to go?
The Agent of Slabs. I asked them about their prices on slabs. So, and their frustration probably comes within their own pricing. $15. You're charging $15 for witnessing.
Yeah, I'm
per book. Who's going to pay $15 extra for you to look at my book?
But let's keep moving. I think it's because I mean, look, what vendors decide to set for pricing, it is what it is. It is what it is. I think the whole slab thing, that's a whole episode in and of itself. Is just the whole slab game thing, because I've had about enough of it, but we'll get to that as well. But okay, Paul, you've got some other hot books to share, so let me let you share that. Hey, make sure that you're entering the hashtag FanExpoHQ by Brooklyn Born. You're going to get your chance to win one of 2 legendary signatures right after Paul shows off these books. I showed you Klaus Jansson's Daredevil and the Punisher. The other book that you'll have a chance to win is this autographed copy of Superman the Man of Steel #1. Tom Grummett signed it in red paint marker right there with the COA. This is the other choice that you've got. So one of these 2 books, either Grummett or Janson, your choice in this next round. And then we'll be doing a third giveaway that will feature artist Andy Kubert. But we'll get to that in just a moment. Here's Paul with some of the books that he picked up.
All right, so I got I think this is from Comic Kingdom or someplace. There's a regular one, but this is the Old Man Tyson. I got this one, the Fan Expo, the Turtles.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah, so I was getting something signed by Stephen Platt, and he loves this guy's art. So I love his art.
Who is that? Who did that cover?
I'm not sure. He said the name. I don't know. I just liked it because it was just Ronin. Oh, it says it in the back. No, I don't know if it says it in the back.
Oh, nice. Wow. Well, that's a retailer exclusive?
That's for Fan Expo exclusive.
Wow. Nice.
I wanted the John Boy Myers Optimus Prime, but it was sold. So I got this one that my mom and sister love, Princess Bride, and it's signed by Chris Sharon. He's
Chris Sarandon. Yeah. Prince Humperdinck.
He's the king. He's the king in this.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one that played the detective in Child's Play, but yeah, he signed it in this color. Had to dry it, but I had the thing with it, so
That's really sweet, Paul.
Nice.
You did a lot of sweet things.
they wouldn't let me go. And and I got this one, so I got this one signed, with no trouble. But then this one, I was trying to get something done.
Here we go.
I was getting this one done, and look at that. Me and Andy Kubert were having our moment. We were getting close, and then some kamikaze guy named Shelby came over there and was just ruined everything, guys. I'm like, Shelby, you cutting the line, and then you're ruining my moment. He goes, oh, okay, and then just walks off. Like, what the? So that's what happens at the show,
I
guys.
wanted to give you your chance.
But he didn't. Shelby didn't ruin this one. Me and him had a good discussion on this one, but the other one, the main one, here comes Shelby, and I'm like,
Oh my
man.
God.
I was like, damn, anything else, Shelby? He's like,
My bitch.
all right, so I got these done by.
All right. Let's see what you got.
So I got
I
this
remember
one.
that one.
So this is cool. So I was asking Lucio Perillo, why did he pick all these powers for Rogue? So he kept pointing at his wife, Carl Cohen, I think her name is. And I was like, why are you and he goes, that's her. So that was after their first date, he drew her. So this was after their first date. I got her to sign it. And
They were
it
role
was,
Is that what are you trying to tell us, Paul?
I'm trying to say, like, after their first date, he drew her. So that's Carl Cohan. Lucio Perillo drew that after their first date. Now they're married. So I was asking him about the powers. So I came back Sunday and I was messing with Perillo and I was like, that's Carl Cohan right here. And she was like, no, that's not me. And then she said some other lady's name and I was like, uh-oh. But I got her to sign it. And I said, that's you. She like, nope, it's not me. So I got him to sign this one. Yeah, and holy. This is a Carlos pick of the week right here. And I got him to sign this one. Told him how I love the Sentinel, how he did it. And this one.
Oh, that's a good one.
Is that another Carlos Pick of the Week book there?
Yeah, so I was going to mess with Carl Cohan again, like saying that was her, but I didn't want to because he was already in trouble. Me and him were like, that's her. And he's like, yeah. And she's like, no, it's not me. So I got Rose Besh on this one. Rose Besh did this one. Beautiful.
Cool
I asked her when she's going to do another sneaker one, and she hasn't told me. But I think like she does blanks in pink or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So got that one. Oh, that's yeah. And then I got Mississippi wanted me to say that one. Let's see where's that. Let's see where's that one at. Oh yeah. So I went back to my buddy, and me and him are like best friends now. So yeah, he signed in red right here. While he was signing this, I was telling Mississippi wanted me to tell that story. So I had him sign this one in New Orleans. But what was funny is that he was telling me and another guy that he gave this original cover art piece to his girlfriend at the time when this came out. He said to her, or he said that he had a buyer for this original art cover for $65,000, and she said, "Oh, okay, thank you." And he goes, "You don't want it? You didn't want that?" And she's like, "No, I'm good." And he was just shocked that she didn't want to sell that original cover piece for this. He was telling us that story over there. I didn't even know. I asked him if I could say it on the show. He goes, "Yeah, that's cool. No problem." He just gave out all of those original art pieces back then for Moon Knight, just to love them. Yeah, me and the guy were
no
like,
idea it was going to turn out to be what it is.
He told me like at the time he didn't think that they weren't like really going for anything in the 90s, and he said that he knew that she had a piece and had a buyer. So I had Arthur Adams.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's right here on the hair. Arthur Adams. It's right here. Another Arthur Adams.
Nice. They keep asking for you to tell the story.
I ain't telling you nothing, collector. Don't worry about that, collector. So then I went to Greg Land. He was really nice, him and his wife.
Yeah, I like him a lot, man. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's
a nice guy.
Greg Land on this one. And this one's a really good one. So this is Texas Children's Hospital when they did
that's cool.
A fundraiser for this one. And Greg Land signed it. So the story with this one is that he didn't know that they used the piece, but he knew that he drew the cover. But when he said he signed a few of these, and when I showed it to him, he was like, yeah, I've signed a bunch of these. And so it's Texas Children's Hospital. It was raised funds for some kind of treatment that they were doing, and he signed it. So they used that cover.
Yeah.
And then this is the Marvel Zombies, but this is the some Tale of Two Mr. Fantastics, I guess, signed by him.
Yeah.
And then the cover that I wanted. Yeah. So your boy got. He was like, "How many you have of these?" I only got 2. Yeah. Yeah, I love these covers. Yeah. There we go. And my last ones that I have. So I had Ariel Diaz, the Wonder Woman. This is Carlos' pick of the week right here, guys. So this one's kind of. So I didn't know she was going to be there, and I had the Harley book for her to sign, but she was not feeling well. But Michael told me that she was going to be there, so I had her sign. She did the cover.
That's nice.
That's the cosplayer.
It looks like another what y'all call the Carl's Pick of the Week books.
Yeah, this is another Carl's Pick of the Week.
We got to do this second giveaway so we have adequate time for the third giveaway. So I'm getting angry text messages from Weapon X. I think he's like in Finland or something, and he's.
Why is he always the one sending out angry text messages?
You thought what?
That's why is he
telling you the?
Why is he always
sending your anniversary?
Because Weapon X
doesn't he know that y'all's anniversary?
He's the producer that keeps the time. He tells me, "Hey, you're taking too long."
Why not happy text?
Oh, it's because it's y'all's anniversary.
Never happy text. All right. So this Tom Grummett autographed or this Klaus Janson autographed book are the 2 books you can choose from. Really cool book. 2 legendary artists. Got a chance to meet both of them. Very kind. Really enjoyed visiting with Tom Grummett and his wife. Talked over a lot of different stuff. They have a beautiful cabin. Man, they live the life. So I think that it's just awesome. Just awesome people to hang out with. All right, so make sure hashtag Fan Expo Dallas. Only one hashtag is necessary. Hashtag Fan Expo Dallas. That's what you want to have a chance to win. We're going to go ahead and roll this right now. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. Shout out to Wolverado, another one of our channel members. Make sure to consider joining the channel because those are all kinds of fun books that get sent out to you in those care packages. So here we go. Good luck to everybody in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Let's see who is going to be the lucky winner tonight for this second round of giveaways. Liz Barnes.
What?
I see Liz Barnes popping in. There she is. All right. Big shout out to channel member Liz Barnes. Liz Barnes, make sure and drop in the chat which of these books you would like. either going to be the Daredevil and Punisher Child's Play, little collected edition. I love seeing the price on these collected editions. Look at that, $4.95 back when this was done. So this is signed by Klaus Janson right here. All right. And then Superman, the Man of Steel #1. This has a special attachment to my heart, this particular book. That's why I have multiple copies of it now, all signed by Tom Grummett. Because when I was 13 years old, I went into my first comic shop. It was a trophy shop that also had comic back issues. I didn't know anything. This book was brand new on the stands, and I saw this 48-page first issue, and I didn't know. So I said, I'm going to get this, and it's always had this. But from 1991, it's always had a special place in my heart. So congratulations to Liz Barnes. Glad that is headed your way. I'm going to go ahead and just jot that down for you. And then we're going to bring it into the home stretch here, guys. I want y'all to share general thoughts, like anything that you. Oh, last giveaway of the night. We're going to go ahead and do. We'll do that in about 10-15 minutes here. Was fortunate enough to go back the third day after the first 2 days were a little bit rocky, and went for 1 hour. 1 hour only. Got a whole stack of signatures knocked out, and then was out of there 1 hour into it. I was very impressed. The two of the books that I got signed, I love these, and this hurts to let them go, but I wanted to let them go. I wanted to let one of them go. So you're going to get to choose. This is the A cover for G.I. Joe #306. Now, this recent run of covers for the new G.I. Joe series, 301 and forward, are being done by Andy Kubert. So he signed this awesome one of Snake Eyes. And then I've also got the black and white one. This one he did in yellow. I had him do it in yellow. And then this one, the sketch variant, I had him do it in blue. So these were both, there's no ratio or anything to them. They're both just newsstand books that you could get, but you will get to choose one of these, the winner of the last one. Like I said, it will hurt my heart to let them go, to let one of them go. But because I love both, I love that cover. I was telling Andy Kubert that it just really liked how it turned out, and he was agreeing that he was really happy with how it had turned out as well. So that's the last one. What's up, Louis V? Good to see you. I'm going to open it back up to the panel to give a few. I tried to, and so this Superman 1. I got it signed. I got different copies signed in red, blue, yellow. I didn't use white, but I just thought those would be cool. But then I had a double on the red, so I was going to give this one away because, it's just Tom Grummett, super cool guy, and glad to do that. And thanks to, again, Lone Star Heroes Comics and Toys, because they provided all these comics that you see being given away. The signatures I took care of, but they took care of the actual books. So big shout out again to them. Lone Star Heroes Comics and Toys, 3 convenient locations in the greater Houston area. All right, our future Batman is trying to show off his Transformers 1. Let's take a look at that.
Look at the Peter Cullen. So the only reason I didn't submit this in, guys, is because Peter Cullen, when he was grabbing my book, he grabbed it from right here. And then he kind of, I don't think he meant to really bend it, but there's no color breaks on here, so this should come back a 9.8. So the original label was a CBCS label 9.6. I'm gonna have it pressed and also cleaned and see if I can get it to 9.8. So there is that one, and that's the first print. And then I had this really rare third print. I wasn't sure if I should, even mess around with that. I'm just gonna get this sent out for grading. The third print. They don't really have third. They're scarce, man. They're can't even find them anywhere. So I think there's only a few of them out there. But yeah, I have this at maybe a 9.0, 9.2. I thought about getting him to sign that, but again, it was either spend a little bit more money on the pops and all this other stuff, or spend another $100 on trying to get another signature. But that was my my highlight of the con, getting that signed and so forth.
Nice. Yeah, those that's nice, because I actually did consider getting my Optimus Prime figure, my toy, signed by Peter Cullen, but I just, at the end of the day, $80 was yeah, I just couldn't do it.
Toys are even more expensive. See, that's $80 for a comic book. A toy would be like $100 plus.
It was 60 for like an 8x10, and then 80 for anything else.
And then
he didn't have
figurines. If you had a figurine, I think it charged you more.
No, I was gonna have him sign the box. It was this because I kept the shipper. It's this Super 7 box, and the crazy part about it is, like, a couple of the accessories came loose. It's never been opened, but a couple of the accessories came loose. So that was the shipper.
Paul dropped off. I don't know where he went.
The what? Oh, Paul dropped off.
Yeah, there was a three of us. I don't know where he went.
And then I was gonna have had him sign here across the front and do it, but I ultimately decided not to, because it just would have been, that we would have started getting into so much more pricing. The signatures were actually all fairly affordable, with the exception of Carl Potts. I love his stories, but he keeps jacking up his signature prices, and I'm like, so it was $30 for me to sign, or for him to sign a copy of Punisher War Journal #1, but I wanted it for my personal collection. So I went ahead and I did have him do it. That's this one here.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I had him sign it in red to kind of match that first issue thing there. So I think it turned out all right. But yeah, this one is at least a 9.0 that could use a press. But yeah, this is a PC book that I had him sign. I had a second copy of it that I thought about having him sign, but I was like, no, it's too expensive. It's just too expensive. It's too much. So, but this, I don't know, for some reason, one of his heads and everything came off of the little. They came out of the little thing, so it's like right there, just flopping around. But it's never been, the seal's never been broken. So I don't know what I'm going to do to get the pieces back in place. So okay.
Out of is it like plastic, or is it like metal? I mean, is it some sort of metal?
It's plastic. It's Super 7, so it's plastic, and it's very similar to the their all their stuff is like very similar to after the made after the shows. But yeah, his matrix of leadership and his other head are flopping around inside of there. They popped out of their spot. So I don't know. Anyway, I'll deal with that.
There was a guy who had a transformer, like one of those Optimus Prime transformers, like a self-transforming Optimus Prime. He brought a big suitcase, and he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get this signed." And I was like, "Okay." I mean, how much is he charging? He's like about 100 or so for this. And I was like, "Oh, that's cool, I guess."
All right. So let's go ahead and let's do this final giveaway. I'm gonna drop it in here. You want to do final thoughts and shout outs, Shelby? And give your final thoughts and shout outs about about your upcoming shows.
Yeah, so thank you as always for inviting me on. Overall it's a good con. I'm not sure if it's as good as I've seen before. I think we all discussed some of the issues with the crowding and, some of the issues around Artist Alley and stuff. And, and I don't like being know-it-all and say that there's, what they should or shouldn't do. I do feel like that they've been doing the same thing over and over for a number of years, and they're not really thinking out of the box anymore. Or hopefully they're taking some suggestions from some people. Anyway, but yeah, it was a fun con. I picked up some great books. Like you said, I kind of went shopping. That's what I love doing at these cons, is the hunt and the journey to find some of these cool books to add to the collection, and so really happy. Tomorrow night at 8 o'clock Central Time is going to be Gorilla Todd and I with our, I think, 8th episode of Comic Wrap. I'll be talking a little bit more about the con and what I'm planning on doing with some of these books and stuff. Todd will have some things to bring to the table. We, of course, cover some news and what's going on with us. And then please go give a sub, give a like, give a comment to some of the conservation videos I'm dropping. So, and with that, peace, love, and comics.
Awesome. All right, let's take it over to the future Batman. Let him say goodnight to everybody.
Hey, thanks a lot, guys, for coming out and just hanging out with us. And hopefully we'll have some more things to talk about for future cons when we do another episode like this. So I hope you liked the stuff that was shown tonight, like by Paul and Carlos, myself, and Shelby. We love when you guys come down here and engage and just hang out. So I am very tired, so I usually have more energy, but I just finally got to eat and rest for the night. But I'll see you guys next Wednesday.
Nice. Okay. Nice. Actually, so let's go ahead and segue straight into this last giveaway. So we got 11 entries here. Anybody else want to drop in hashtag FanExpo 2024? You'll get one of these two Andy Kubert signed books here. So would love to give one of those away to you. So make sure that you drop your entry in there with us. Let's see, that's okay. Yeah, make sure and drop that entry in. Real quick, couple of quick announcements next week. Next week, JT is going to be June 19th, as it's known. He's going to be hosting with a special Juneteenth episode focusing on Black superheroes and Black comic book characters. I'm looking forward to that. So he'll be filling in for me next week. And then coming up also, we've got we're getting close to the end of season 5. We're going to be we'll be taking a few weeks off between season 5 and season 6 as we get locked and loaded and ready for the next batch of episodes. So the final episode for season 5 will be happening, I think, right around the end of July, beginning of August. And it'll happen right after our Deadpool-a-Palooza episode to celebrate the premiere of Deadpool and Wolverine. And we'll be doing some out-of-theater reviews and then also some just some thoughts and feedback about that film. So make sure you're tuning into that. This Friday, I think I'm finally dropping I keep pushing back the Superman video for different reasons, but looking forward to dropping that, as well as a montage of clips that I shot at the convention. I'll be dropping that video as well, and then hopefully a solo video from last year's Fan Expo Dallas, where I shot even more cosplayers. So make sure and stay tuned. Lots of cool stuff happening on the channel. Also, I've got the community tab. If you go over there and click on there, there's multiple surveys that you can enter and be a part of. And I know, let me see. I think we had. I want to see whose convention report people were most looking forward to to seeing. And let's see if that's under the community tab. You can vote there. We just see, so 10 only 10 people voted on this one, but they said yeah, it was 40% me, 40% Paul, 20% JT, to see whose convention report and haul you're most looking forward to hearing for tonight's episode. But you can always go to that tab and check out the different surveys that I've got running. So that's a fun way to do it. All right, let's bring this up and do this final giveaway of the night. What do I think about Madam Web on Netflix? I haven't actually sat down and watched it yet. I have been watching The Acolyte, and I may do a separate video just on the. I'm just about fed up with. I'm a huge diehard Star Wars fan. Huge. So I keep watching all the new stuff, just kind of holding out hope. And this whole the Acolyte thing is just ridiculous.
Don't Carlos.
It's ridiculous. Okay, I'm not going to get. Yeah, you're right. I'm not going to.
No, I'm saying don't watch Madam Web.
I did watch Madam Web. I didn't hate it. I felt like it was a movie of the week. I don't feel like it had that big cinema quality to it.
No.
But otherwise, I thought it's kind of cool. I love spider chicks, man. I think they're hot.
I do want to say though, it's not. I wasn't basing, like, I did watch a little bit of Madam Web, but it was the kind of thing I didn't. Whatever that, like, it takes me generally 3 or 4 nights to watch one movie, because I'll watch like 20 minutes, then maybe the next night 20 minutes, then the next night 20 minutes. So it takes. So sometimes I don't go back to the same thing because I'll put something else like as a palate cleanser in there, or I'll be in a different mood for something. So it's not out of me thinking it's a bad film. What I watched of it was not great, but yeah, I'm looking forward to trying to make it all the way through Madam Web. It's just there's so much content out there.
I don't know.
So anyway. So yeah, we're not going to get into reviews and stuff. That's a whole separate episode. We've probably got one of those planned.
We're going to do a Madam Web episode?
No. I mean,
I hope you don't.
A reviews episode, like of different pieces of media. Although the pickings are slim until we get to Deadpool and Wolverine. But I don't know. We'll see. All right. So hey, thanks so much for being here tonight. Let's go ahead and do this final giveaway and let somebody get a cool Andy Kubert signed book. This is a pretty cool one. All right, so hashtag FanExpo 2024. Make sure and hit that like button if you haven't already. Looking forward to you guys and gals being able to maybe win a book. All right, FanExpo FanExpo 2024 is what you entered. And here we go. Good luck to everybody in 3, 2, 1, here we go. All right, so good luck, everybody. It's going to be your winner's choice of these 2 books. What?
Again?
Liz Barnes again? Man, Paul, have you been messing with the giveaway thing or what?
Yeah, you better go buy some lottery tickets.
I know, Liz Barnes. I think this is your sign. All right, if there's a big lottery in your state, this is the one to do. All right, so Liz, congratulations. It happens once in a while when we have a dual winner, but it has happened before. It's not outside of the realm of possibility. So Liz Barnes, let me know which of these 2 you want. Do you want the A cover, which is the full color one, A cover, or do you want the sketch? All right, so just drop it in here. Remember, we started a new thing where you do have to be present to win. So we do ask everybody, just for entertainment's sake, to stick around if you enter. And that way we can award it quickly, and everybody gets to see who won what. So Liz, I'll give you a couple minutes to chime in on which of them you would like. In the meantime, let's see. Okay, yeah, we got those two ready. In the meantime, real quick, also, I want to let you know about the, let's see. Did we watch the final Paul video? He had to leave. He did not. Let's watch this. Liz, you got a couple minutes to go and let us know. So here, this is the final update video from Paul from Saturday at Fan Expo Dallas as he waited in the Jeff Loeb line.
All right, man. Update, guys. I'm really mad at Carlos right now. I don't know where he's at. He's probably goofing off, but I'm still 3 hours in, and look, I think I moved like 5 centimeters, guys. So I'm doing this for you guys on the giveaway show, and but I don't know if I'll make it, but I'll keep y'all updated. Hopefully, I'll make it back for the show, but I'll tune in and see if I get the signatures.
And it turns out he was in the wrong line the whole time. He's in line.
Right, yeah. That was the big reveal. He was not standing in the right line. All right. So, hey, thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in tonight. Thanks to everybody who hung out. Big shout out to to all the artists that were just such a huge pleasure. I did want to point people over to my Instagram at Carlos Collects Comics, because unfortunately there were a couple of stolen items. I wanted to make sure and pump those out and help spread that word. There was a remark that was stolen from John Boy Meyer's table, and I shared that on Instagram. And then there was a copy of X-Men #1 that was, I don't know if it was misplaced or stolen or what, from the CBCS table. Their booth.
It was already told to the person that they're going to give them $10,000 or whatever for the copy because they gave it to the wrong person.
Oh,
they gave it to the wrong person. Yeah, we talked about it about a day or two ago. Paul and I were talking about it, but apparently from what happened is one of our mutual friends or a person in the comic book community, I'm not going to say the name because just out of respect, but this person went to go pick up the book. CBCS said, "Hey, I thought we already gave you the book." He's like, "No, you didn't give me the book." Apparently they gave the book to somebody else, and it was an X-Men #1, and so they're looking into it now. I mean, the book's gone, man. That's just how it is. You give it to the wrong person, they'll take it and they'll run. So that's what happened. So we'll see.
Wow. I don't know about that.
They had to show a sheet.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is somebody messed up, and I know they were offering him money, and that's where they're at right now, is that they're going to offer him money for what the book is worth, and I don't know if he's going to take it. Again, this is just something that Paul and I were talking about. I wish Paul was on here so he can actually add on, because I don't know what conversation he had with the person, and I don't know what that person told CBCS, but I know what CBCS told him, because Paul told me the CBS told him that they're going to try to pay him for the mistake, and I think he wants to get lawyers and the police involved and all this other stuff. So this just makes CBCS look bad, to be honest, because
that's a bad look, man.
Yeah,
and I don't understand how you hand a book like that over to the wrong person. I don't understand how that happens. It's not like it's the variant of the week. That's like a pretty specific,
it's a 60s book, man. It's a big book. It's an
iconic, recognizable book. It's like, but anyway, I don't know about it. I'm just trying to amplify to try to help people get their stuff back.
Correct.
I hate hearing about that.
Well, I'm surprised they even offered to do a turnaround, because I've taken books to get reslabbed up to that con. They've mailed them back to me. So it wasn't a come pick up the next day deal. It was like, here, we'll take it. I'll handle it myself. And then we'll mail it back to you for free.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, I mean, hopefully it gets resolved to everyone's satisfaction. That's I can't even imagine that frustration of that. But hey, we're pulling for it to get resolved. There she is. Liz Barnes, you made it in the nick of time.
Barely. If we wasn't talking scandals, you would have lost out. That would have went to me.
Liz Barnes, I'm glad somebody reached out and told you that you. All right, so Liz Barnes, congratulations. This is going to go in your sizable stack. She's got a huge stack here. She doesn't, and it's not just a giveaway, but she's also got a what's it called, a care package too. That's just sitting here. I went through your care package finally with Paul, and he gave it the thumbs up. So, all right. So hey, thanks to everybody for tuning in tonight. It's a pleasure as always. I love this time of the week, this one specific time when I get to just hang out and do this show. I love it. I enjoy it. It's a ton of fun to me, and I just love getting to hang out with these folks and be here. And hey, here's the deal. I'm throwing this out there. Season 6 is going to be launching August 28th, and I'm looking for fresh faces, new cast. There'll be returning faces, but I'm also looking to add other permanent regular members. And so the commitment that I ask for from people that want to be on is that you be here for the majority of the shows. Let me know in advance if you can't, and just be here and ready to have fun and talk comics. And so if you're interested, have ever wanted to be on a YouTube show, but maybe don't have your own channel or don't want to go down, all that, but still want to be on something, reach out to me, drop me a line, message me, let me know, and I'll see where things go from there. So y'all take care, have a great night, and I'm looking forward to seeing y'all again on over the weekend and then into next Wednesday. So y'all take care. We will see you. Bye-bye, everybody.